In this video, I'm going to show you how I created these beautiful collage clusters, and I'll show you two different types of collage clusters. As you can see here, these are the bigger ones like this size, and these are the smaller ones. So the smaller ones are kind of like collection of little pieces of scraps, fabrics, papers put together. Some I have tied, some I have done just layering on top of each other. So I'm going to show you how I created these two different types of clusters. And then finally, I am going to use these clusters to layer with multiple pieces of these clusters, and I'm going to create these artworks. Now in this video, I'll show you a little bit of my process of creating these artworks, but not exactly how I created these pieces, but I'll give you an idea of how these pieces came together. As you can see in this one, it's like one piece of big cluster with one piece of small cluster on top, layered with little bit of background. So each of these artworks, these are basically from the group 2 of my 100-day project, and this is exactly how I did each of these artworks. Here also you can see one piece of cluster in the back, bigger cluster, and one piece of small on the front. So let me show you all the 9 artworks that I have created for group 2. Here is 1, 2, I don't know which one is day 1 or day 10. So this is basically day 10 to day 18, second group. This one has only 2 big clusters, no small clusters, but you could definitely add one more on top of this. So I hope you can see and understand how beautiful it is, how easy it is to just add a few things and create a collage artwork by putting scraps of by putting clusters together. Putting scraps to create the artwork is a bit difficult, I felt, while doing the group 1. So in group 2, what I've done is actually created the clusters first, and then it would be so easy to put it together. This one has just one piece of big cluster and probably and a few small thing at the bottom. Here also it's one cluster, big cluster, and one small on top. And here is the final one. Again, one piece of cluster, big one, and one small, tied together with stitches. All right, so here is the overview of what you are going to see me doing in this video. So let's look at all the clusters that I have here. Let me start by showing you what I have already made, and then I'll show you all the things, materials that I used to create this, okay? So I have kind of grouped them into big and small. So these are the small clusters and these are the big clusters, okay? So let's look at these. So these are just used by layering 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 pieces of papers and fabrics, right? So here you can see it's a black and white inky page with a plain white sketchbook page and a black and white fabric. That's it. It's that simple. And I haven't done anything. I'm thinking of doing some stitches over here in this blank area that will look really good. So here also it's the same paper, and this is a black and white inky paper printout. So I have a video on how I created these pages, and then I have taken some printouts. Let me show you the printables. I have a few here. So these are the ones. So these are the actual pages, and here, and these are few of the printouts that I've taken of those, and that is what I have used here. I think this one comes from, yeah, it comes from here, somewhere here. Okay, so here also I have like 2 pieces of paper and a little fabric and a lace, and I have put a little stitch over here. I really like this. I feel like the space is there for writing something. Then 2 pieces of paper with a little fabric and a lace. Also, I could do some stitching here, but yeah, not every piece has to have a stitching. This is a chunk piece of corrugated cardboard with a piece of paper a fabric, lace and stitching. Really like, do you see that how simple it is? Just putting just a few things together. I'll probably show you doing that. I intend on doing, but let's see how it goes. All right, so next one, again just two pieces of one piece of paper, one fabric, and this corrugated cardboard, like the packaging material. This is a cardboard kind of a thing that came with a stamp or a stencil, that you know, the cardboard that you get in the stencil. This is a corrugated cardboard, this piece of paper, then a fabric and a lace. This is the black and white inky printable. I think this one came from this one. So here it is. And this is a canvas sheet. I think I have it somewhere here. Let me show it to you. I can't find it, so it's okay. This is a black mark making on a white fabric, and this thing on top. Again, paper, fabric, corrugated cardboard, lace. Do you see how simple this is? Yet it looks so effective. This is, oh, there is a black, oh, these are two different. So here are three pieces of fabric. That's it. There is no paper here. Two pieces of fabric with a lace and some stitches over here. And this one is a black piece of paper. It's a kind of like, I think I have this paper here. Yeah, it's a black chart paper kind of a thing. Then I think there are two pieces of fabric here, and everything I have glued using a glue stick. That's it, nothing else. And then a piece of lace on top. Here I have, this also has no paper, just two fabrics, then a lace with this embroidery, another piece of fabric, and stitched just a little bit. This is a printout, black and white inky paper printout, a black fabric. This actually is one of my clothes that I've worn for a very long time. I really like it. It has, wait, let me see if I have this in front of me. Yeah, I can find pieces of this fabric. It is a black fabric with a little like grayish floral prints on top. This is what it is. I still wear this pant, but the top is really got tore, so I am using it in the, it's a night dress, by the way. This is a bubble wrap. I put some black paint on a bubble wrap and printed it on a coffee dyed white fabric. Can you see how beautiful that looks? I will show you all these materials a little later after showing you. This is a piece of burlap, and just 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 pieces put together. Again, this piece also could do some, I haven't done the stitching on all of them. I could do it. This is just 3 pieces with a little bit of stitching. I like this just pure black and white quite a lot. I haven't done many of these. Mostly I have used the, you know, the off-white brown color, but yeah, just the black and white I think looks fabulous. 1, 2, 3 pieces, and white where I don't know what it is called. It's kind of like this wire mesh or something, I don't know. Okay, so that thing, then a piece of fabric. This is a black and white fabric that I got from somewhere, which already had some black marks on it, and then put some run stitch on top. This is also 2 pieces of paper. Okay, black also is a piece of paper. 3 pieces of paper, 1 and 2 fabrics, this burlap and white fabric, and some stitches on top. This is I think this is the black and white inky page, black chart paper, then this wire mesh, then a fabric, then this thing, and oh, this is also beautiful. This is this came from my thread box. So here is my thread box where I keep all this, you know, the threads that come out from fabrics, and then I placed a little bit of it here. And I'll show you, I have a few more of them in the small clusters and in this white packaging thing. This is so small, yet it looks so beautiful. And this is just 2 pieces of fabric. Mostly, as you could see, I have 3, 4, 5 pieces of things put together. Very less 3. And this one is oh, this is the one that I was telling you, the cardboard from some packaging material that it came with. And then I think I was placing one of these things over here just to, you know, create a bigger cluster. So yeah, this can easily go on top of this. All right, so I hope you understood how this one came into being. These are the big clusters. And now let's look at all the small clusters that I've done. So the small clusters happened very easily. It's just, you know, you tear a few pieces of fabrics and just tie them together. That's it. Look at this. And it looks so effective when you put 2 together. So let's say this is one, and then you put this on top of this. So you create a kind of beautiful piece of art. So that is what the significance of the smaller clusters. So I have done, if I have to group it and show it to you. So these are all white and off-white clusters. So basically just little pieces of fabric. So here is my fabric bin. So just pick up little small pieces, cut it, and then just tie it. So this tying I have done with where is the burlap? Yeah, so I've taken out one from here, and that is what I have used to tie this. And I have few more pieces of threads here which I have used. So these are all the whitish ones, kind of like, you know, the beige and white colors. I think I've created 4 of them. Some small, some big, and this is this thread. And this one has some blacks in it. See, this is so small. Some white and black together. These are all in the same category. Can you see? Just a few pieces of fabrics just put together. That's all. I think that is all. Oh no, this too also. So here you can see one lace, one white fabric, another white muslin or cheesecloth, some black fabric, a lace. I tied it with the lace, and it's done. That's it. Here also one white fabric, black, 2 black, one lace, and this coffee dyed gauze, and tied it with a black thread. So these are all the threads, all the fabrics put together, just tear and put together is this small clusters. And then I have few where I have put fabric and paper together. So here you can see these sheets also are there in the cluster. So fabric plus paper. Here also you can see fabric. These are the corrugated cardboard, some paper, fabric, and tied together with a lace. Okay, so these all are in this category. Here, this one is a little different. What I've tried doing here is taken a little bit of cardboard paper, and I've tied the fabrics around it. But I didn't like it much, so I didn't do it more. I just tried it once and I just left that one. This also will look good if I put it on something. Let's say if I take something very blankish, which doesn't have much, and then I put something on top of this, it kind of looks good, right? Yeah, maybe I'll cut this in, so I don't like it much. Yeah, so something like this, see? Yeah, but this is not my favorite, but you can put anything else, whatever I like. So it's all about putting all of this together. So, okay, let's go back to my showing my clusters. So these are the small ones that, and so all of these are basically tied together with a thread, right? Everything is tied together with a thread or a lace or whatever. These are smaller pieces of clusters which are done exactly in the same way as this. So you're putting one on top of one another, but small pieces. And I've done some stitches also. So this is 2 pieces of paper and 1 fabric, 2 fabrics, and then stitched over. So it's basically the same version of this, but a smaller version of these big ones. So these are, I will probably do some and show you in a bit. This is just fabric. This has this black mark making on white, coffee dyed, and this white fabric, and this one. Love it. Love how it all looks. Here is one where I have put a little bit of that thread cluster on top. Here is one I have stitched, and here is one I was doing and then I haven't really glued it. So this is just one piece of fabric, another piece of fabric, and so how you place it actually brings out the beauty of your piece, how you put these two together. So let me just glue this and show it to you since I already have this out. That's it. You see, another small cluster is done. And all I have used with this is just black and white threads. Here are my 2 black and white threads on the needle. So that's all I have used for this collection. I feel this could do a few stitches, but I really like it, the white and beige. Okay, so these are my, oh, I have a few more small things that I want to show you. See, here what I have done is, this is that thread cluster from my thread box. All I've done is just tied it with one of the threads, and this, you know what, it came from my canvas. When you fray the canvas edges, you get these white threads, and this is also something similar. This I've tied. This is some fabric, I think. So these also makes really good, it looks good when you put it on top, something like this, you know, however you layer them. So these 3 also I'm going to keep with this. Okay, so here are all my clusters that are done, and now let me show you. So these are all the, you know, small bits and pieces that have come out after I have worked with it, and these are all the small pieces. So I will use them and create a couple of clusters and show you how I work on them. Oh, here is the fabric piece I was telling you. Sorry, the canvas cloth, which I have painted a little bit. So I have a lot of canvas cloth because I used to paint on canvas a lot earlier. So when you take this out, they become like this beautiful threads. Okay. Okay, so these are all the scraps that I have lying around after working, which I'm going to show you in a bit. But let me show you all the things that I used for creating these clusters. Okay, so here are my papers. These are all the papers. So these are the black and white inky pages. You can use plain book pages also. That is basically like black and white mark making, right? This is stenciled on a page. This is the printout. I taken out this inky page also, but I haven't used it because it's a little bit more color than I want to. These are some black and white, like book pages you could consider, right? And this again I'm going to use now in a bit. This is mark making on paper, corrugated cardboard, packaging papers. I have lots of packaging paper, and I have some packaging paper that I have painted white. Some packaging paper again. Some brown paper, mark making on brown paper. These are like all Amazon papers, you know, like the packaging papers. Mark making papers. This is plain painted black page. This is one of my favorite papers, just random mark making on a white paper. This is a exam table paper. This is the printout, mark making on white page. These are my plain black kind of like chart papers. This is a handmade paper, brown paper, mark making on a book page. Here are some more of the printables. These small papers, these ones, some inky book pages, white packaging material, cardboard, and that's it. So this is my paper pile. All the different types of papers that I have used. Okay, so this is my paper pile. I'm gonna, here is one more black and white inky page. Oh, I found one more cluster here. Okay, so this is my paper collection. I'm gonna keep it here. Okay, now let's look at all the fabrics that I have here. Here you can see all the small fabric scraps that I have that I use in all different projects. And here are some of the plain white fabrics, and some fabrics are basically mark making on white fabrics. These are the laces. These are mostly the plain white fabrics with a few mark making. This is actually a stole of mine. Can you believe it? I bought it like 10-15 years back and I used to wear it. And now I found it at my mom's place. And this is something I absolutely love using in my art. This is what I have used in some of these small clusters. Wait, let me show you. Here, see one strip from here. This I absolutely love. I used to wear it a lot. I remember I bought it from Dubai. This is just mark making on white fabric. Oh, I have a lot of mark making papers, fabrics that I have used. So these are some of the piles here. And here is my other pile. These are like the big fabrics. These are all the fabrics where I've done some mark making. This is that piece of cloth that I used to wear. This is gauze, all coffee dyed. Also, all this brownish color that you see on my table, everything is coffee dyed. Just dip your fabric in coffee and you get this beautiful colored stuff. So, stronger the coffee, the darker the color. This has very less coffee. So, these are all different types of mark makings. Stamped on fabric, clear stamp, written, scripts. This I've done with my finger. And yeah, so that's all. And some laces. Okay, so I think I've shown you everything. If I have not anything, I will, if I find something that I haven't showed you, I will show you whenever I come across something. So these are all the things that I've used. It's basically paper and fabric, that's it. Here I have my fabric bunch, here I have my paper bunch, and here are the scrap pieces of fabric. And now let me do a few of the clusters and show you how I worked on it. Can you see how beautiful it looks and how quickly it all came together? A beautiful piece of plaster. And now let me show you one with the smaller ones. Maybe one of the fabric bits. Just small pieces of fabrics put together can become so good. See, I was thinking of putting it here, but then it's becoming too much. It already has 4 fabrics. So I will do one more. And it can be small and simple. Just using whatever bits and pieces that I have here instead of taking out much. See, just 2, 3 small pieces together. Now let me just put it together. Now this probably will not stay much, so I am going to put in a bit of stitching to this. Okay, so here are the 2 small clusters that got created and some random stitching. Can you see how pretty this is? And you can put just a little bit of whatever on top of it to finish it. See, if I just put this piece of threads over here, it looks so beautiful. Okay, and let me show you one more and then I can move on to creating the artworks. So let's do one tying cluster, okay? So one fabric here, let me take some more here. I want you to see how easy this is. Just put a few things together. And then I decide, like, after putting things together, I decide if I like it or not. So it's all about your personal taste and stuff. I want to put a few pieces of fabrics, paper. Just looking for scraps that I have lying around. Okay, I think that's enough. Quite a bit of stuff together. And should I use black thread, or I like this color quite a lot. Yeah. So you can't do it tight or loose. Right now it is pretty loose, so you could move things around. But I think just a little bit of tight makes it more secure. So here is one more cluster. See, now you put two together. Okay, this probably looks pretty busy. So again, you just place things and see where you like it. Right? All right, so I think we've got quite a few stuff going on here. All the clusters are here. And now I'm gonna create my artworks. So I'm starting with 2 or maybe 3, and let's see how it goes. So you saw me kind of like placing things around, moving things around, and seeing what I like, what I don't like, kind of layering it with different types of pages. Underneath it's mostly rice papers and light thin translucent papers, and this is the organza fabric. So now this is what I'm going to do and finish my artworks.